friends, welcome back to Second Star to the Left. I'm Michelle, and this is my daughter Billy.
Hi.
And here's where we'll share board game reviews, ramblings, and a few wrong turns along the scenic route. Today we are here to talk about a game from one of my all-time favorite publishers, and that's Button Shy Games. Woo indeed! And we are going to talk about a new solo game called The Last Lighthouse, which is up on Kickstarter now. And this game is from the Simply Solo line from Scott Almes. And if you think that name sounds familiar, it's probably because I speak about it all the time, because Scott Almes designed Food Chain Island, An Ugly Griffin Inn, and Unsurmountable, and Fishing Lessons, and The Royal Limited. So yeah, we like a few Scott Almes games here. So we are very excited to get a chance to play Last Lighthouse, to share it with you, and thank you again to Button Shy for gifting us this copy so we could do this preview. At the edge of the horizon, the nightmares begin. You and you alone defend the lighthouse that keeps them at bay. Can you keep this beacon shining until the dawn, or will you succumb to the spreading darkness? As we say at the beginning of all our videos, we are not a rules teach. There are plenty of videos out there that are going to do that way better than we do. But what we want to do is give you an idea of how this plays, get the feel for it, and give you a few of our thoughts. That way you can decide if this is something that you want to check out on Kickstarter. The one thing I should mention is that we spent an extra few days learning the most recent set of rules as they've been updated as we get nearer and nearer to the publishing date. So if anything looks any different than other videos you've seen, it's because at the time that we filmed this, these are the most recent rules.
Yes.
Okay, so we have the Last Lighthouse to keep the nightmares at bay, and it's our job to defend that. We're going to put the lighthouse out.
I feel like it would be a lot safer if you didn't do that.
Okay, but you need the light.
But if you just didn't put it out, then they can't attack it.
Yes, but there'd be no light, so then they would come anyway. You need the lighthouse, don't listen to Billy. Then you're going to use this card to represent the nightmares, and for each damage point that you take, you will slide this up the lighthouse card until the lighthouse is engulfed by the nightmares and the darkness. But we hope that that doesn't happen.
We do?
We do. So we're going to shuffle up the cards.
Wait, are the nightmares the bad guys?
The nightmares are the bad guys.
No.
So we're going to shuffle up the cards. And in this version of the rules, the setup is a little bit different. So we're going to choose our difficulty level, and that difficulty level will determine how many nightmares go up to start and how many traps. We're going to play on the normal mode, not the easy, not the scary hard mode, just normal. And that means we're going to put out 2 nightmares and 2 traps. And then we're going to deal a hand of 4 cards to ourselves. Now, just for filming, I'm going to put the 4 cards down here so you can maybe see them. On the cards, you will find the health of each card, whether it's a trap or whether it's a nightmare, the range of the attack of the card, both to the left and to the right, and when placed text and when defeated text. Now, in the setup, we can ignore the when placed text, but going forward, any card that we place, we will have to use that text to tell us what to do.
When you place it.
When you place it, exactly. When I'm placing a trap, I can place it anywhere in this line, but I cannot place it to the left of the lighthouse. On your turn, you get to do 2 actions in any order and any combination. And those actions are to place a trap or to attack one of the nightmares. At the end of your turns, you'll get another nightmare, and the nightmares will try to attack the lighthouse. Now, if they're within range, they will do 1 point of damage to the lighthouse, and that can add up really quickly. So I think what we're going to do, just to show you, is use this card that says, when placed, replace a nightmare with this card trap side up. Remove the nightmare from the game. It does not trigger its when defeated event. So we're going to put this here so that this card can't attack the lighthouse, and that card gets discarded. So that was my first move. And for my second move, we're going to attack this nightmare. Now, this nightmare has 2 health, and I can reach it for 1 hit from this side. This card is not going to work, but this one has a range of 2. So this can also hit.
Nice.
That gives me 2 hits. This one comes out. Now, when you defeat a nightmare, you get to turn it around and add it to your hand as a trap.
Like catching Pokemon.
Okay. Oh, Pokemon. Next thing you're going to do is put out another nightmare on the end, and then the nightmares attack. So first thing you want to do is see if the nightmare can reach the lighthouse. And in this case, 1, 2, 3, it cannot. So the lighthouse doesn't sustain any damage. However, once it's determined that it can't hit the lighthouse, it can take out your traps. So it's going to take out this trap right here, and that trap will not come back into my hand. It will be discarded from the game. After the nightmares attack, there is a change of tide. And if the card closest to the lighthouse is a trap, it'll be removed from the game. If it had been a nightmare, it would have been moved to the other side and put down to the rightmost side of the line.
Mm-hmm. The Undertoad would carry it out.
The Undertoad would carry it out to sea. Okay, so now we have 4 traps in our hand. We didn't sustain any damage, and we're looking pretty good over here. For this turn, I'm going to place this trap, which says when placed, gain an additional action, which must be an attack. Do I want to do that now? Maybe I don't. I want to do this one. Oh, that's nice. I might want to do that anyway. Okay, so I'm going to place this card, which doesn't do me too much right now, but it does say when defeated, remove a nightmare that is adjacent. So we're going to push this one over a little bit, push this one here, and I can't attack this and win because this has 0 range and this has 1, so it's not going to get me 2 points of damage. So what I'm going to do is put out another trap right down here on the end. This has a when defeated text that says you may immediately replace this trap with a trap from your hand, and it must go in the same space. So we're going to do this. We're going to, so my 2 moves were to put 2 cards down. We're going to draw a new nightmare. Oh no, it has when placed text. When placed, move this to the leftmost point in the line. That's not what we wanted. Okay, well, so this is going to the leftmost point in the line. And then the nightmares attack. Well, now since this is at the leftmost point in the line, it is going to damage the lighthouse. So we're starting to see that light dim. Now the tide changes, and this gets moved to the right side of this line. If it was a trap, it would be removed from the game, but it just gets shoved down the side. The other thing that happens at the end of the round is that you take a look at your line and see if there are 4 nightmares in a row. If there are 4 nightmares right in a row, the lighthouse is going to take 1 more point of damage. And my guess is, if you have 4 nightmares in a row, the lighthouse has already been taking damage, and that's going to add up very, very quickly. Play continues like this until you're down to the last card. Once you draw the last card out and put that nightmare in the row, you finish that round in the same way that you would finish any others. And if you still have light in the lighthouse, you win. And if not, then the nightmares win and it gets scary. With the new rule set, this is a very simple game to learn, and the adjustable skill levels make it so that you don't start out getting beaten badly right away. So you can start on easy and work your way up to the harder levels. Each card has text both for the traps and for the nightmares. So depending on which way it's being used, there's a lot of variety in the cards. The artwork is gorgeous and eerie and creepy and
haunting
and the stuff of nightmares. The game plays in about 15 minutes. Once you get that pattern down, that 2 actions, put out the nightmares attack, and then this tide changes, you're good to go, and the game moves very quickly. It doesn't take up a lot of space, so you could play this pretty much anywhere you want to. On the plane, at work at your desk, if nobody's watching you. I'm just saying it could happen. Not me, of course. This game is available right now on Kickstarter, and it is only $12 for the base game, plus the Strange Shores expansion. So that's a lot. We don't have the expansion, so I can't show you that.
12 for both?
Yeah, 12 for both for the game. And the expansions are generally a couple of cards that add a little bit more. I haven't seen it, so I'm not going to speak to the expansion. For $14, you get the game and 2 expansions. And then, if you look at that Kickstarter campaign, you will also have the ability to back some games that you might have missed in the past. So make sure that you take a look at those as well. And it's very likely that there's videos about those games on this channel because we love Button Shy here.
Yeah.
Like I said, this is the most updated version of the rules, so it might look a little different than something you've seen already. I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have down in the comments. Take a look if this is something that you're interested in. Thank you for watching. If you like what you see,
Or if you'd like to keep watching until we get one right,
then please like, subscribe, and share. As always, open tables, open minds, and play yourselves.
bye!
Good thing no one's watching us for rules.
Nailed it.
What do we do?
Board games!
Board games, ramblings, and a few wrong turns.
Board gamey things.
No, that's not us.
That's not us?
No, it's not us.
Oh, I thought that was us. It's been so long.
Shush with the so long.
Nailed it!
Booyah.